YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Grayman47. I'm coming back at you with another hot video. Today's video is actually a very special video. It is the first of a number of series that I'll be bringing to you. So today's episode is episode 1 of Guns and Grub with your boy Grayman47. During these videos, I'm not only going to bring you a gun review, but I'm also going to bring you some good eats as well while I review the gun. So make sure you stay tuned, check it out. Ride with me on this one as we dive into the first episode of Guns and Grub with Grayman47. Let's get it. Here is actually All right, on today's video, I'm bringing you two things. The first thing I'm bringing you is one of my favorite pistols, one of my favorite Sig pistols that I've ever owned, and that is the Sig P229 Platinum Elite Series, and that pistol is at .40 caliber. We're going to talk about it. I'll give you some range footage as well. Like I said, one of my favorite Sigs of all time. A little bit of an old school all metal pistol. We're going to talk about that also. The second thing I'm bringing you in this video is some good grub. One of my favorite dishes to eat and to make, and that's Jamaican jerk chicken. So I'm gonna make some Jamaican jerk chicken on the grill. I'm actually gonna use wings. I know a lot of times if you go to a Jamaican restaurant, they use like the legs or the thighs or the quarters. I'm using wings because I love wings. And if any of you guys have been looking for wings lately, you know there is a wing shortage. That wing shortage is real. I finally found some wings for good cooking. I'm gonna put them on the grill, Jamaican jerk style. Let's get into it. I'm gonna show you how I start out by prepping my wings before I throw them on the grill. Let's check that out. All right, y'all, so I got my wings all cleaned up. I take about 16 whole wings or so. I clean them up, take a little bit of the extra skin and stuff off of them, a little bit of extra fat, trim them up real nice. And then I like to give them a light coating of 3 different spices before I put my marinade in. And the first one is ground ginger. And y'all, all of these spices that I'm putting in here, the first coat, are all in the marinade. I just like to give it a little extra of these 3 spices. I feel like it gives it an extra pop. So I'm gonna give it a little toss with some ground ginger. And next I'm gonna take some thyme leaves and put a little bit of that in there as well. Give it a toss. I got a lid here that's giving me some trouble, but it'll work. And then that third seasoning that I use on that first coat is allspice. A little bit of allspice. So I got my wings coated with the initial coat. And now I'm going to put the star of the show on the wings. And that's going to be the Walker's Wood traditional Jamaican seasoning. All right, I usually get this off of Amazon. Some of y'all might have stores that sell this, but I usually get it in the mild flavor. You can get it in the hot, but the hot flavor is pretty hot. So I usually go with the mild. If you find that you want to kick it up a notch, you can throw some extra cayenne pepper or something like that in it to make it a little bit hotter. All right, so then I start mixing this around, and you can just already smell a little bit on the table there, on the counter. You can already smell this marinade, and man, does it smell good. And I usually just mix this around till I get a nice even coat. So we're gonna leave a little bit more of that in the bottle because we're gonna use that to make our barbecue sauce as well. We're gonna make some Jamaican jerk barbecue sauce as well. So it looked like I need maybe a little bit more seasoning here, marinade in here. Looks like I have enough, so I'm gonna use both hands and just get in there, toss these wings, get them nice and covered. Once I get these all covered and nice and ready, I'm gonna take the lid of this bowl and cover it up, and I'm gonna put it in the fridge. Pull it out tomorrow. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna pull the meat out of the refrigerator.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. In the goddamn refrigerator.
Let it sit on the counter. Get it like room temperature. Once you do that, It's a game changer. Meat be nice and juicy. All right, y'all, so I got the meat, pulled it out of the refrigerator. I'm gonna get ready to put these bad boys on the grill, all right? And look, don't laugh at my grill. I need this little charcoal grill. I still love these little old school charcoal grills. They work well, so that's what I'm using. So I'm just gonna put on a plastic glove. I'm just gonna start setting my wings on this hot grill. You can hear that sizzle. It's ready to go. Close that cover, that lid down on them. Get that smokiness, and it's gonna be off the chain. All right, y'all, so while the meat is cooking, let's take a look at that Sig P229 Platinum Elite. It's, like I said, in 40 Smith & Wesson, and I haven't shot it in quite a while, and the reason for that is because, as some of you guys might know, at least in my area, 40 Smith & Wesson has been pretty difficult to get, and then when you do find it, the price is just off the chain, so I just left it on the shelf. So I was able to come across some reasonably priced 40 cal, so I did pick it up, able to shoot the pistol. So let's talk about it. First, this is one of Sig's older model pistols. Back in the day, some of you guys that have been Sig fans for a long time know that it took Sig quite a while before they actually put out polymer frame pistols. Most of their older frame pistols were all metal or aluminum frame pistols, which was you know, kind of their signature. So now, I still love this gun. I did carry it for a number of years. There's just something, I said in some other videos, there's just something about all metal pistols in your hand. They feel much different than the polymer pistols do. They are a little bit heavier, that's the trade-off, but they're just nothing like an all metal pistol. So on to this one. Sig put this one out, like I said, in 40 cal. That's the model that I got. I believe you can get it in 9mm if you wanted to, but I did choose to get it in 40 cal. It's the only 40 cal that I do currently own. They made this gun and they built it around the 40 caliber. So when you shoot it, it's not super snappy, even though it's 40 cal. It's not super snappy. It does absorb the recoil pretty well. Still gonna be a little bit more than a 9mm. It comes with a two-tone look. This Platinum Elite Edition comes with a two-tone look. Most of the frame is black. The slide is like a silver, and so is the grip or the handle on the pistol itself. Has a pretty moderate texturing, enough to you know, help you keep control of the gun when you're shooting that 40 cal, but not overly aggressive as well. Another thing I like about this gun is it is a hammer-fired pistol. Some people like this, some people don't. It's a double action to single action. So usually your first, unless you cock the hammer back, usually your first pull of the trigger is a long double action pull. And I forgot to do this at the beginning of the video, but I'll do it now just to let you guys know it is clear, nothing in the chamber or nothing in the magazine, and nothing in the chamber. So all safe, all clear. All right. So like I was saying, you get that double action to single action. So that very first pull is going to be a long pull. Some people like that for the sake of safety. You have to be very intentional about pulling that trigger if you're going to make sure that you pull that long double action trigger. You have to be very intentional about it. Your second one is going to be a single action pull, because once the slide goes back, it'll pull that hammer back, and now that second trigger pull is going to be much shorter and much lighter, and every shot from that point on, unless you use the decocker, which is here on the side, which allows you to bring that hammer forward, unless you use that, every shot from that point on will be the shorter, lighter trigger pull of the single action. Again, some people like it, some people don't. You definitely have to train with it and get used to it in order to you know, master it or be really good at it. I know a lot of law enforcement and federal agencies use this pistol, and have used this pistol over a number of years. I met a guy that I knew that actually was a Secret Service agent, and they used this pistol quite a long time. I know they did use it in the 357 Sig caliber instead of 40 cal, but it was the same pistol. All right. Also, this pistol has slide serrations up at the top, and also has slide serrations in the rear as well. And they are pretty aggressive in terms of the slide serrations. So I'm gonna stop for a minute, check on my meat, and get back to the pistol here in a second. All right, so also with this Sig, it comes with night sights, tritium night sights, both front and rear. So that's another one, plus for this gun as well. And it also comes with 2 magazines. And the magazines that Sig usually provide with their pistols are steel magazines, made in Italy, just really quality magazines that last and that are very sturdy. So you get 2 of those with this pistol. This pistol again is 12 plus 1 in terms of capacity of 40 cal. So that's a nice little bonus there. Also, the beaver tail that is incorporated into the hand grip is nice and smooth. It looks good. It's also black, so it offsets with the handle. That two-tone, it just looks good. And like I said in a lot of my other videos, y'all, I'm one of those folks, I like my guns to look good as well as function good. So it needs to do 2 things. It needs to function well and look good. So once you're holding this pistol and you're shooting it, this beaver tail makes it pretty easy to manage the recoil. It also comes with a rail on the front, a Sig rail on the front, so easy to attach different accessories. I actually have one of the first Olight minis, so PL minis. I have that attached to this gun. Very easy to put on and take off. The trigger on here is a pretty good trigger. I definitely have to say that Sig put a pretty nice trigger in this particular pistol. It does have a curve on the trigger, which now I'm more in favor of your straight flat face triggers, which one day I might even change this out for one of those types of triggers. All right, so that's what we're looking at here with the Sig P229. Got footage on this, man. Let's take a look at some of the footage and go from there. All right, y'all, so I'm out at the range. I got the P229 Platinum Elite series, and I'm gonna put some rounds down range. Keep in mind, I have not shot this pistol in a long time. 40 caliber has been pretty difficult to come across, so I haven't shot this in a long time, so be easy on me. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna put some more down range. I gotta say that the 40 cal is a little bit more snappy since I haven't shot it in a while. I've been used to that 9mm, so I am getting used to it. Still shooting pretty well though. So let's keep it going. All right, y'all, so one of the things I'm making to go with this jerk chicken is a side salad. So I'm gonna make a big, nice salad. So I got all my ingredients here right on the counter. I'm gonna put them together and make a banging salad too. So usually what I do is I usually use spinach and spring mix to start out my salad. And then I use a different type of lettuce like romaine or iceberg to mix in with it. I cut that with the other lettuce. And then I got my cucumber, my tomatoes, some peppers, and onions. So you can put anything you want in your salad to make it good, but that's what I usually use in my salad. So yo, let's get it chopping. All right, so one more important part of this meal is making sure you make a good barbecue sauce for your chicken. So once that chicken starts getting all nice and ready and cooked on that grill, you want to start basting it with a nice jerk chicken barbecue sauce just to give it that flavor. All right, so I had a little bit of extra of the Walker's Wood traditional jerk seasoning left in the bottle from a previous batch that I just kind of threw in with what I had left from last night. All right, so the way I make my sauce is I usually take 2/3. I make the sauce 2/3 of the jerk marinade or the jerk sauce, and then the other third I use whatever my favorite barbecue sauce is. And mine at this point happens to be Sweet Baby Ray's. I don't know if some of y'all like Sweet Baby Ray's or not, but I use that. So I make the other third Sweet Baby Ray's, and I mix it up. And man, is it good. All right, so again, it's about 2/3 of the jerk seasoning, and the other third is whatever favorite barbecue sauce or whatever barbecue sauce you have on hand at the time. I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's, and I can smell this already. I mean, this jerk seasoning is so powerful and so strong smelling and tasting. Just right out of the bottle, as soon as you open that jar up, you smell it. All right, so I mix that around, and like I said, once my chicken is ready on the grill, when it's almost done, I start using my brush, and I just brush some on. I flip the chicken and I brush a little bit more on, which I'll show you here in a minute. All right, I'm out here. I got my sauce. I'm about to put the sauce on these wings. They've been on for a little while, so they should be nice and ready to take the sauce. So I'm just going to dab just a little bit on each one. And notice that the wings have like a really dark coloring to them. That's not because they're burned, but that's because the jerk sauce is usually pretty dark when you cook it. All right, so don't be worried about that. It's not burned and it won't taste burned. All right, so I'm gonna finish up putting some sauce on these wings, put the cover back down, let them keep cooking. All right, so some final thoughts on this pistol after having not shot it in so long. Oh man, I don't know if y'all can see that smoke back there, but I'm smelling it. It smells good. I'll just say that. Anyways, back to the pistol. After not shooting this pistol for a while, one of the things I did notice about it, it just feels so good in the hand, but it was a little bit snappier than what I was used to, only because, like I said, I'm used to shooting that 9mm, and I was able to tell the difference with the 40 cal. Although, again, I'll say this gun absorbs the 40 Smith & Wesson like a dream. It just really does. And the way that it just glides on the rail between the two metals of the slide and the frame itself is just like butter. So as you can even just kind of hear it, you can just kind of tell that it just runs along that railing so smoothly. And one of the other things I noticed is when I've shot this and then shot a Glock right after I shot this at the same time, at the same range session, the difference between the two is significant. I mean, I'll be honest, the Glock feels like complete trash after you've been shooting this, even if you move down to the 9mm. It just rides on that rail so smoothly and feels so good. But anyhow, I was pretty accurate with it from about 10 yards. I did like a 5-yard stint, then a 10-yard, and I think I might have even gone 15 at one point. And I shot pretty well with it. Not a super tight group. I say maybe a 3-4 inch grouping on average with this pistol. And again, I haven't shot it in a long time, so I'm not going to be as accurate as I would be if I shoot it on a regular basis. Just an all-around good gun. If you ever get a chance to buy this gun or any of the old school SIGs with the all metal frames, or even some of the newer ones that they make with the metal frames, they make some of, I think the 320 also comes with a metal frame at this point too. Just a high quality level of quality from Sig Sauer. So, definitely I think this is a good gun to own. Very good gun to own. All right, y'all, so I got the wings all ready. I finished them up off the grill. I hit them with that barbecue sauce, and they are ready to go. So I got everything plated. So I'm gonna let y'all take a look at my finished plate. I got my side salad with my meat, and I also got some red beans and rice. I know some of y'all might want traditional Jamaican rice and peas, but I got some red beans and rice out the box just for a quick meal. They do taste just as good and pair very well with these wings. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite out of the wings, check them out. I wish y'all had smell-o-vision and could smell these wings because they smell so good, right? So I'm gonna take a bite out of one. This tastes so good. What do they say? Make you want to smack your mama?
Yeah, boy. Hey, mama.
What the hell you want with?
That's on point. I'm gonna get me a little bit of these red beans and rice. A little bit of salad too. Like I said, y'all, at the beginning, this is one of my favorite dishes to make and one of my favorite dishes to eat. So good. Hey, look, I brought y'all a gun today, and I brought y'all some grub. So make sure you stay tuned for episode number 2 of Guns and Grub with your boy Grayman47. Like always, I appreciate y'all riding with me on another one. And like I always say, if you ain't packing, you slacking. I'll see you when I see you.